Executing arrest warrants and rounding up wanted suspects is a rather unusual job for the traffic department.
150, we've been hollered.
But here in Bedfordshire, because the traffic cops are amongst the first in the country to be armed with taser stun guns, they're often called in when arrests might turn nasty.
Can you assist with an arrest, please?
We would love to. What are the details?
Please just request going to the police.
Oh. On the way there, I thought, oh, actually, I think I might know that person. I'd had taser about 3 weeks, and it was my first ever taser deployment, and my adrenaline was going 2 to the dozen.
Common assault. We have got units en route, but the male's got weapons and violent markers, and he doesn't like being arrested.
Oh, that's rather rude. Yeah,
I've heard the name before, and obviously I was explained to me that he is an extremely violent individual and he will fight the police.
The markers are a record kept on the police computer, a warning the man could be trouble. But before Craig and Shona can deal with him, another important matter has cropped up.
Sorry, having that.
What's that?
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
A baby that's not strapped in.
Your baby? Yeah. Gotta be in the child seat. You can't drive around like that. Can you sort it out, pull over and sort it out for us?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, fair play.
Just caught that out the corner of my eye and I thought, that's a baby being held in the back seat.
As a mother herself, Shona has a thing about child safety.
It makes me really angry. Really, really angry. 9 times out of 10, they would normally get a £60 ticket for failing to have their child restrained correctly.
With the arrest to deal with, words of advice will have to do this time.
Okay.
Okay.
They're obviously expecting issues.
Clearly.
The man's being arrested for spitting at a neighbour. Hardly the crime of the century, but you never know.
When we pulled up, I saw a marked PSU police van parked up on the curb, and then right in front of me was another big PSU police van marked up, 2 police cars and another unmarked traffic car with 2 taser officers in there.
So this guy's obviously going to play?
Yeah.
But if he does, that's fine.
We both have our tasers drawn anyway,
Of course we will, yeah.
we
Most we've got 2 vans and 2 cars, but we'll go and speak to him and see what's going on.
I was really pleased I was with Craig that day because he's a self-defence instructor and he's used taser before. I think he's used it quite a lot. Craig will go in, he'll have his first warning if they don't do as they're told, they get tasered.
If he starts raising the game, you've got any problems, or we think it's going to need, just go behind us, we'll take the lead.
We'll already have taser drawn anyway, so...
No worries.
All right.
Cool. In the car. Tango 150. Yeah, we've liaised with 1278. For information, officers are going to be moving forward now. He looks quite a big unit, to be fair, so we won't mess about. We'll give him initial opportunity. The officer's speaking to him, and then if there's any issues at all, we're just going to...
He does look rather big, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What we said was, we'll knock at the door, try and get him to come out voluntarily, and then he can be arrested. He starts saying, no, I'm not coming, I'm going here. You then know straight away you're on a downward spiral where he's not going to be compliant towards the police. 150, we're just putting a knock in now, Ella. Just putting a knock in at number now.
Hello, Keith.
Hello.
How are you?
As I have.
Once he'd come to the door, it became apparent there were other people in his flat. I made the decision there and then he was not going to go back in that flat. While he was at the door, I could see he had no weapons. I could see he had empty hands. By letting him go back indoors, he's got markers for weapons, he's got markers for violence. You don't know where he's going to go and what he's going to pick up.
There's an allegation that's been made that you've assaulted somebody by spitting at them, okay? All right? Keith, you've been arrested, okay, on suspicion of assault. You don't have to say anything, but my whole defence, if you do not mention when questioned something you later on in court, and if you do so, maybe give evidence. Do you understand that? Yes, for spitting someone's face.
I don't understand that.
Right, okay, come on, out you go then.
Yeah, I will, I'm coming.
Now then, come on.
Right, don't
Come
try and start.
Come on then.
Come on out, Keith. This is your last chance.
I said I'm coming.
Come on out, Keith.
It's birthday.
Keith, this is Taser. Get down on your knees. Get down on the floor now. Do it. Kneel down. This is a 50,000 taser. Kneel down. Down. Out the way. Kneel down.
And you're thinking, oh crikey, I might have to use it here because this guy is violent and he doesn't look like he's going to comply with anything we're saying.
This is your last chance. Kneel down. Kneel down. Put your hands on your head. Hands on your head. Put your hands down, kneel down. Okay, go forwards. Hands on your head.
To Shona's relief, the man's decided he doesn't want to risk being hit with 50,000 volts.
Because if I'd gone for the leg shot and missed, there's a possibility I could have got Craig. And vice versa. So we're kind of thinking we're in a little bit of a sticky situation.
Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground! You pussy!
Okay, I've got taser drawn.
Taser is drawn.
I'm on drive stun. Okay, get him down, I'll drive.
I've got it.
I'll drive stun him. I'll drive stun him.
Stunning! Ah, stunning! Ah! Fuck your stunner.
Who's got a van keys?
Come on, hurry up, man. You was waiting for this. Hurry up, man. Hurry up, man. What?
Just stand the ground, all right?
Got it.
Go on, carry on, you little with that. I'll shove up your fucking face, you wanker.
Got it. Yes,
Yeah, we'll follow him down. We'll follow you down.
Custody for you.
When we first opened the door, there was a very strong smell of cannabis from inside the house.
How are you?
My first thought was he's going to be under the influence of drugs. The fact that we've got a really confined space in that hallway, for officers to be trying to fight with him, someone's going to get injured. The female officer went to take hold of his arm. He's then pulled away rather violently.
Come out, Keith, this is Taser. Get down on your knees. Get down on the floor now. Do it. Kneel down. This is a 50,000 taser. Kneel down.
I was thinking, well, should we taser? Because that's how we're taught. If he's not complying, he should be tasered. But because of the angle that he was stood, it would make it very difficult to make sure you've got a shot.
I'd have been quite justifiably to use my taser, probably earlier on. But for the situation we was in, it was easier to take the extra 20 seconds to get him to comply, which he did. Because at the end of the day, he's going to be thinking to it's going to hurt him more than anyone else.
Wow.
Works, doesn't it?
Wow.
How's that? Like it? It works well.
That is amazing. Because he was going to go, wasn't he?
That was her first proper taser deployment, and she did really well. She was calm, collected, and did everything that was expected.
On the outskirts of Luton, some more traffic cops are running low on fuel. Sergeant Tony Richardson and PC Sam Sparks need some for their patrol car and themselves.
I'm going to go and get some petrol because I've just seen how much we've got left.
Oh, not a lot.
We've only got 45 miles worth.
Well, I'm going to go and buy myself some Red Bull.
Red Bull?
Yes. I had a litre of it last night, so I'm doing quite well.
You know we can have a cup of coffee here, don't you?
I was very tired, and the mention of coffee was made, and Red Bull, which means staying awake juice.
With the tank full, Sam's going for her wings.
We were approached by a young Asian chap who was very chatty, but to be fair, very drunk. And he made some comments about, I'm really drunk, I've driven here. But at that time, there were no other cars on the forecourt other than our car.
Even so, Sam and Tony are betting their bottom dollar the man has driven here.
Right, we ain't going far. We're just going to go over the road.
They're going to sit up and wait out of sight and see if they're onto a winner.
I'm going to go and sit.
Just over there?
Yeah.
But unless the man gets in a car and then drives, all bets will be off.
We have the offence of being in charge of a motor vehicle whilst unfit, but it is easier and better evidence to actually show that someone is driving. Just keeping out of the way at the moment so he doesn't see us, so we can allow him to get to his vehicle if he's going to make off.
Sure enough, the man has got a vehicle hidden round the corner.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Cracking.
Sam and Tony's hunch was spot on. They've hit the jackpot.
As he got into it, then we made our move to actually stop him if he moved off. Sure enough, he moved off.
1261.
Yeah, we've got to follow.
Foxtrot Mike 04, Lima November Juliet, possible OPL. Lights were limited. Sunderland Park Road, stand by.
Sorry, Sam.
Oh, hang on, no. Okay, go.
Just confirm you got a vehicle frame to stop, brother.
Vehicle stop, one in custody.
Hey,
thank you.
Get in.
The driver's paralytic. No need for a roadside breath test. He's coming quietly.
I got it.
You're under arrest on suspicion of driving whilst over the prescribed limit. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm a defence. If you don't mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court.
Thank you.
Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
1261.
1261, one in custody. He smelt very strongly of intoxicating liquor, so we knew he was drunk. It was just to what extent.
That will be determined by testing him at the Nick.
You're not going to be sick, are you?
Hey, what for? What will be sick, man? I got some handcuffs, man.
I wasn't asking you to be sick, I was just saying you're not going to be sick, are you?
No, but handcuffs are a bit uncomfortable to me.
Oh, well. They'll be off soon.
I know they will.
Have you been arrested before?
Hey,
You?
I'm meeting on you to find out, innit? And
Okay,
police
then.
custody, yeah?
Okay.
Don't need to give you no details, nothing like that.
Okay.
Now he's in the back of the car. He's not coming so quietly after all.
Listen, I'm not being racist like that to you. You don't need to take your seatbelt off to me, yeah?
Sit back.
What? I'm straightforward to you. I'm not shagging you, am I?
No, you're quite right, you're not.
So, what are you fucking like, you know what I mean?
In the back of the car, he was really vile. He was really rude. And I think he was trying to provoke a reaction to get me angry.
Yeah. You want to take that in the TV, innit?
Quiet.
See? You don't like it, do you, officers? You don't like it, do you?
I don't like you.
You don't like your own fucking medicine, do you?
Calm down.
Yeah, man, why? Why should I come down?
He just was non-stop. It was F this and F that, the expletives that were coming out of him. And then when we got to the police station, he then concentrated on sexual innuendos towards Sam.
Yeah, make it proper.
One of her mates who saw her.
No, don't shag your mum.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
Yes? You're boring me now.
I'm a boring
The man seems to have a problem with women.
I think he had a distinct hatred towards women, especially the policewoman that had just arrested him. Put your foot down.
Yeah, you see my dick? I don't have to give a fuck out to you. What are you gonna do to me? Nothing.
After breaking his fast and satisfying his hunger, Tanvir's also heading to a petrol station. He's after a cuppa to keep himself awake.
I was on my way to the BP to grab a cup of tea. As I pulled onto the forecourt, I noticed a bike over to the left, parked up. And I looked into the shop floor, and standing by the counter was this male. As he looked out and I looked at him, for some reason I thought, yeah, he's had alcohol, he's consumed alcohol. This bloke who's standing there looks pissed as a fart, but I can't see any car.
The motorbike outside must be his.
As I went in, he passed me and got onto the bike. I very quickly spoke to the staff. They said he had purchased some cigarettes. And the staff mentioned that it appeared to them that he might have consumed alcohol. And as I came out, he sat on the bike, smoking a cigarette, which to me, straight away said, look at me, I'm nervous, I'm trying to hide something, because anybody with a bit of common sense wouldn't smoke a cigarette on a forecourt, would they? Let's be honest. As I pulled out of the forecourt, he then followed me, and then he went past me as I pulled to the left.
Tanvir's decided it's time to have a word.
Tried to stop him, but I think he had other ideas.
Chasing people on motorbikes is always risky. Chasing drunks on motorbikes, even more so. Tanvir needs permission to carry on from his boss, the control room inspector, call sign Oscar.
With motorcycles, motorbike, it's difficult because the pursuit criteria is different. You know, I informed control room that it was a motorbike, and this is the speed that he was doing. There's no other vehicles. You know, the inspector, the Oscars up there, were happy for me to pursue the vehicle.
Another vehicle failing to stop. It's Kilo Uniform 56.
When he started to weave and he was failing to stop, I'm thinking, yeah, this guy has consumed alcohol. He does not want to be caught.
Just entering Riverfield Drive towards Goldington Road. It is some sort of motorbike, mixed race male wearing a helmet. Approaching the roundabout, stand by. He's just been into Bury Walk.
Tanvir's out of luck. Another one's gone off-road, and this time he can't follow.
Yeah, 358, he's gone into Bury Walk. And it looks like he's turned right into, I think it's towards Bedford Town Cricket Club.
And it's just literally a matter of having that local knowledge and getting other units in the area and sort of plotting up and just hoping that it's going to pop out somewhere.
Back at the police station, the drunk driver with a bad attitude towards women has had a man assigned to finish his alcohol testing procedure.
Press your record, please.
4766.
Have you, since the time of the alleged offence, consumed any or used any of the following things, and if so, what? Any alcohol?
Is it talking to you or something like that? I can't understand him. I'm an interpreter. I can't understand what he's saying to me. I can't understand you, mate.
Have you smoked within the last 5 minutes? Have you smoked within the last 5 minutes?
What is he? I can't understand him.
The man's been here and done it all before.
He's a person that's known and has actually been convicted of failing to provide specimen of breath for a roadside analysis, and at the station. He knew the score, he knew what he was going to do.
I warn you that failing to provide either of these specimens will render you liable to prosecution. Do you agree to provide 2 specimens of breath for analysis?
No, understand.
Last chance, hero. Are you going to give me any breath?
I don't understand what you're saying, mate.
Right, that's fine.
Fantastic, Marcus.
See you later.
Got this way.
That's it.
Yep, go.
Thank you.
Failing to provide is just a way of concealing how much has been drunk, but the unpleasant man will be charged anyway.
He was incredibly obnoxious. I've not come across one like him for a long, long time. It's just good to know that we've got a drink driver off the streets for a while.